Okay, Jackie, here we go. So, we have some questions about our human design, and you wrote them out perfectly for this office hours, so thank you. The questions are for you, and this is human design is probably the most complicated thing. When you saw it, it's overwhelming, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, what does it mean when a center is open versus defined? What should you be aware of when it comes to the two? And as far as your astrology, as a Pisces sun, Cancer rising, Gemini moon, what does that mean with houses? Um, just a little bit of a navigation of some of these big
Yeah.
themes. Okay, I love it. So let's start with your human design chart. And this one I am going to pull up, share screen. So I just did a podcast with Reiki Marco. Did you get to listen to that yet by chance?
Not yet.
Okay, so add that to your list this weekend. He's the
Yeah.
website I just pulled this from, and his podcast we just filmed is so great. And it's on YouTube if you want to watch it.
Okay.
So what we're looking at is the body graph. There's 9 centers. What is in red is going to be your unconscious patterning, and what is black is going to be conscious. That's why human design is so special. Is it's right at the moment of birth, just like your natal chart astrology, like your Cancer rising and your Gemini moon and your Pisces sun. But the unconscious is before you're born, 88 days before you're born. So it's just this big, powerful way of seeing the full picture. And the way that this works, you'll see you said you were born during a Mercury retrograde, right?
Yeah.
So that just means you're probably more good at Mercury retrogrades. I'm born at a Jupiter retrograde, so I love Jupiter retrogrades. So while the
Okay.
world is kind of like, you're like, this feels good.
This is good. Yeah.
This
Okay.
is good, yes. So, for example, if you're familiar with astrology, if you're watching or if you're Jackie, you would see this little circle with some antlers on top is Mercury, and it's showing up in your chart. So this is how it shows up. I take my cursor over this, and all of a sudden this spot lights up. And
Okay.
it's just all integrated, which is more complicated than it needs to be, but that's kind of why I prefer this over just astrology, because it includes astrology. So your
Okay.
question was about open centers, which would be if they have no gates in them, undefined centers, which are these centers, one, two, three, four, five,
Mhm.
and then your defined centers, which is 4 centers. And so you'll see how there's like a strong circuitry. See how they're connected with each other?
Yeah.
This is what is called channels. So your chart is built off of channels. So see how 48 connects all the way up to 16. This is one of your
Yeah.
strongest channels. And this is what one of the ways that make it this is what makes you a manifester. So when I'm
Okay.
looking on the right side, I did not know you were a manifester. So we
Yeah.
start with your type. So your
Okay.
type is a manifester. You can be a manifester, a manifesting generator, a reflector, or a projector. You can
Okay.
also be a generator slash manifesting generator. So there's 4 types. The manifester is only 7% of the population. And your job is to use your voice, which is defined, colored in. It's a strong center for you to speak what you want to happen. And the only way for you to move through life is to inform. So your strategy is the second thing we look at. Your strategy is to inform people. You're going to say out loud, I want that parking spot, or I want a front row seat, or I want to show up to the retreat, or I'm going to go do XYZ. You might not know how, you might not know when, you might not know the details, but if you speak it, that's when things shift for you. Does that resonate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you
It
seen that
does.
happen before?
Yeah. Probably most with the when I started my own business. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I just said I'm going to do it,
Yeah.
and then all of the pieces fell into place.
Yes. Yes. And that's exactly how it works. And then we look at your authority. And this is going to be a defined center for you called the splenic center. So that's right here. So another strong center. So it's defined, meaning it's really just who you are. You are a splenic authority, meaning you have an instant yes, no. So if something is approached to you, yeah, yes, no. And you don't know what it is, but it's intuition that's so strong and you have to follow it.
Yeah.
Even if you intellectualize and you're like, why did I say yes? I should have said no, but my body said yes. I guess I should say no. No, stick with the yes. So that's what the splenic authority is. You're going to have a variation. You can be a splenic authority, an emotional authority, a sacral authority, a self-projected authority. There's lots of authorities. Splenic is the coolest because you're an instant yes, no.
Okay.
It's not easy though. It means you have
Uh,
to listen to the yes, no.
yeah.
So that's why that's defined for you. It's a
Okay.
part of your very strong intuition that you have. So all of this is pulled together to create these channels. It's all talking to each other. So that's like really, it's not that you don't have power if these are open, if they were all open, but this is really what makes Jackie Jackie. You know, you have a strong sense of self, you have strong willpower. When you want something, you go get it. You have a strong way to speak, and you have a strong intuition. The open centers, so this is your question. The
Yeah.
open centers are going to be where you're going to reflect other or the environment pretty strongly.
Okay.
So, for example, the root center being open is going to mean that you have to consciously ground yourself consistently.
Okay.
So, do you know what that feels like when you're grounded or when you're not?
I mean, in the sense of like with work, when I'm, as a mental health provider, yes. But is that similar for this, or is it
Give me your context of what that means in as a mental health provider, like defining that.
so? If I am feeling overly anxious or all of my ADHD is running wild,
Hmm.
I will stop and I will assess where anxiety might be, and then breathe through it and figure it out.
Yes.
Or there was one day I came home and it was just a rough day. I literally dug a hole in the snow so that I could touch the grass.
Yes. Yes.
So that would be another way I got myself.
That's exactly what it means. It means that you,
Okay.
as a root chakra, and this is what the podcast with Reiki Marco is about, that I think you'll love, is that you're going to always have pressure coming from this center and the top of your head as well. So the bottom of your body and the top of your body, especially if these centers are open, you're going to feel a constant pressure to move. And so you're like, where am I going? So when I say get grounded, it means you're taking the kite that doesn't have a string, pulling it straight into the ground and saying like you can still be moving but you're anchored.
Okay.
So that's exactly what we work on with and what you said with the 5-step process in the Soul Unbound course. Stop,
Yeah.
notice, get curious, release, and when you're calling in root chakra. So really look at root chakra for your body. It's like, what does it feel like to feel root chakra? What's the color? It's bright red. Am I grounded? So all the nature's your best friend. That's it.
Okay.
Nature is your best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This center being open is what makes you a manifester. So I have this colored in, so it makes me a generator. Since it's
Okay.
open for you, you're going to not have necessarily a massive amount of energy every single day. You're going to have to be really strategic about your energy. And that's why
Okay.
you inform people in your job like, hey, I'm looking to grow. I'm going to need help to grow. I need to find someone to help me with XYZ. Delegating things is really important because you want to listen to that yes, no. Do I have energy to do this? Nope, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm an entrepreneur. And then we burn ourselves
Right.
out, right? So,
Okay. Yeah.
so we love being around people that have this energy filled. That means they're going to be a little bit more like boundless energy. They could just keep going. You're like, I can if I want to, because I have the willpower to, but Sometimes you don't need to be going full send all the time, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Yep. That does.
Okay. This one being open is very specific to the emotional world. So this is really fun to see with your partner and your kids if they have this defined, because
Okay.
if you have it open, you're going to be very sensitive to other people's emotions.
Yeah,
Do you resonate with that?
I do. That was actually one of the, I think it might have been two calls ago. You were talking about your defined this center, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at the retreat after that first obstacle course and all of everything that happened,
Yes.
you know, I turned on the like, okay, I'm gonna go be I have a background in athletic training as well. So I came over and looked at you two and was like, okay, just focus. Here's how we fix it. And then when we circled up, I started crying. I was like, why am I crying? What
Yeah.
is happening? It was
Yes.
because I could feel
Ev-
everybody's, I was reflecting it.
Wow. That's exactly what that means when this center's open and other half of the population is defined. So that's like you said it. So what you just have to know, like, whoa, powerful to witness and hold space for that, but not yours to hold forever. You move it through and you separate
Yeah.
when you need to.
Okay.
And then these being open are fantastic because all human design is trying to do is get us as humans out of our head. And this is meaning like if, so I have these colored in, defined. It means I have a very strong like logic. Like I'll
Okay.
think through everything. I'm gonna think, and then work it backwards. I've had to let that go because intellectualizing things doesn't get me anywhere. It's helpful to have great ideas, and you're gonna have great ideas, but you don't get as attached to ideas as someone who maybe has these defined.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So each one is really unique. It's like, okay, this one being open means I want you to get more grounded. This one being open means be really conservative with your energy. This one being defined for you means trust your instinct and also sweat, salt, infrared sauna, cleanse. You really, splenic authorities, we got to cleanse our body like hot Epsom salt baths all the time.
Okay. All right.
And that's how I read the charts, mostly looking at the balance of it. There's other pieces as a manifester we could get into. Mostly, I want you to know that you need to inform people, use your voice.
Okay.
We do rituals in the morning so that our voice is clear
Hmm.
and we're coming from heart, not from head, right? So we can tell when we're in our like fear state versus no, this is where I'm speaking with truth and love. And from that place, you're going to inform and make shit happen as a manifester. And as far as the astrology component, so the question was about how, you said you're a Cancer rising.
Yes.
We're looking at your chart. It's 12 circles. Cancer rising means your first house is Cancer. So that's how people see you. And that's beautiful. You're going to hold space. You're going to nurture people. Your love language is making a meal and talking and you're so that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So then your second house being Leo, because it's always going to go in the same order, means yes, Leo and this new moon in Leo that we just had and this Leo season is a big emphasis on the second house, which is resources and assets and money. And so, depending on what placements you have, maybe it's just empty. Do you remember if it's empty or not?
It's empty. Yeah.
Yeah, so it just means you don't have any major planets there, but Leo will always brush over Leo season and moons in Leo every 28 days are going to brush over that part of your chart that says, like, hey, we're shining a light on your second house of resources and assets. And it's a good thing to know because you can work with it that way. So when it's a Leo season or a Leo moon, you're planting seeds specifically for money, resources, and assets. That's
Okay.
and that's the way that I work with it. So like when it's a Taurus moon, that's my second house. I know Taurus is
Okay.
all about my money, resources, and assets. So, like, okay, let's talk about material stuff and stability. That'll be how I reflect upon it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, so much. That makes a lot of sense.
Is it overwhelming?
Yes, but like in a good way.
Okay.
It's a lot of information, but it all makes sense.
Yes. So the takeaways, if you could name three takeaways from this, what would you say we could like highlight for you?
Um, well, from the human design aspect, I'm awesome.
Yeah.
I have a lot of really
Yes.
uh, paying attention to I've always felt like I'm a gut, whatever my gut's saying, we're doing it. I
Mhm.
don't know why, but we're doing it. Why are
Yep.
we turning left? Because why
Yes.
not? Let's
I
see what
always say,
happens.
yes, I always say if you're a splenic authority, spleen is queen. Done.
Yes, yes. Okay. So yeah, I definitely that would be one takeaway. And then paying attention to the energy because I do find myself because I have two young kids and they are wild and crazy and they run around. I will try to keep up, and then at the end of the day, I'm on the couch upside down looking for anything.
Yes.
Um, so paying attention to energy is going to be the other big thing, and then just understanding that from the astrology side, the houses are just kind of where I'm putting roots down. Is that for that?
Yeah, so you're thinking, I mean, for real, I love just saying, okay, second house. So our next new moon will be in your third house. So
Yes.
Virgo.
Yeah.
So if your third house is usually going to be communication and how you talk to each other, and now we know that's in Virgo, you're just going to have more emphasis on communication, how you talk to people, like do you have a newsletter for your business? Like all of the details that go into how you communicate, because Virgo is your third house. So yes, that's a way to root down of like more intention setting.
Okay. Okay. Sure. This all makes sense. Yeah. I will probably forget it like in 4 days because there was a lot of information, but I did try to take notes. So
Well, I recorded it. Don't forget, I
that's
recorded
true. You did. Never
I
mind. I'm gonna go
recorded
back
it.
and watch it.
Yes, I want you to just rewatch it. I mean, it is, and that's why these, 15 minutes is like not quite enough, but just mostly know, like, get grounded. For me, my takeaway back to you to reflect, root down, like, feel yourself like, woo, I'm feeling other people's emotions, or I'm feeling a little in the air. I'm gonna root because my root chakra is making me feel as if I need to do something, but I don't. That's just
Okay.
pressure. Like,
Yeah.
so okay, I'm getting grounded. I'm learning about the root chakra in that Soul Unbound course. Then I would look at all the ways you're crushing it with spleen as queen. Be like, oh,
Okay.
yes, no, yes, no. Like just keep and just really loving that part of you. Celebrate that instinct.
Okay.
That's such a gift. And and then as a manifester, speak and inform people what you want. Never be afraid to say what you want.
Okay. All
Oh, okay, okay. This is a lot, I know. But I'm so glad you booked this. And my office hours and my microdoses are, on Wednesdays are always open. So don't
Yeah.
hesitate.
Yeah.
Watch this, digest it, send me questions in the Telegram chat. And sometimes when I have like big integration, like I'm learning, and it's coming at me, just the best thing to do is breathe it into your body and see if you can just like journal a little bit about it and see what sticks, and then rewatch this if anything is needed to kind of refresh on.
Okay. All right.
You're so awesome, Jackie.
Oh gosh. Thanks. So are you.
Gosh, shucks, thanks.
All
Okay, I'll see you in the Telegram chat.
right. We'll see ya.
Okay, bye, babe.
Bye.